Good evening. Welcome to We Are Takoma. Before I turn it over to Gene and he introduces the Workers' Poetry Fest, I'd like to take this opportunity to sort of fill you in on the We Are Takoma's cultural series. It's a free series that is sponsored by the City of Takoma Park and the Takoma Park Arts and Humanities Commission. And every month we offer a free lecture on the first Thursday of the month. On the second Thursday of the month, we have series or screenings of film documentaries with a question and answer session following with the filmmaker. On the third Thursday of the month, we have the third Thursday poetry reading. And then we intersperse that with a variety of performances, such as the one you're about to see this evening. The events are free, though we do accept donations which go to the individual that is performing during that thing. So on your way out, if you're interested in making a donation which would go to the organizers of this event, I'd encourage you to do that. It's voluntary, it's not mandatory. Also on the table in the back is a flyer that shows some upcoming events that you might be interested in. Later this month, we're going to be having a Mystical Poets concert, which you might be interested in, which is a collection of a variety of music and poetry from across representing a variety of cultures. And then we have a lecture coming up on the intersection of sports, race, and the law, which sounds kind of interesting, actually. And then later in December, we've got our annual holiday art sales. So if you're interested in acquiring any locally produced, unique, one-of-a-kind gifts for your beloved or for yourself, I'd encourage you to check that out. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Gene. And again, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
So my name's Gene Bruskin, and along with Elise Bryan, I'm going to be emceeing this event tonight. And I want to thank Sarah and the City of Takoma for having the sort of cultural sensitivity to put on a poetry events. And most cities don't put on poetry events. You may be aware of that. This particular poetry event is being sponsored by the Metropolitan AFL-CIO, the Metropolitan Labor Council for the area, who is part of their Labor Fest, where they do cultural activities related to labor all year long. And it's really worth getting on their website and getting on the list of the Labor Fest, the Metropolitan Labor Council, AFL-CIO. And this is a unique event. And I think that there are many artists who actually are union members, and actually most artists are, by definition, of an artist, you're a cultural worker. It's a worker, right? You work at your art. Sometimes you don't get paid for it, but you are a worker. But also a lot of artists also can't make a living off of their art, and they work. So artists, for the most part, are workers. You know, they don't live off of private equity income. And but it's unusual to actually sort of assemble a group of artists who are going to read poetry about from the perspective of a worker. And so that's what's happening tonight. And it's, poetry is sort of a special art form because it's so accessible. And everybody can do it. Probably everybody does do it somewhere or other and just maybe doesn't show anybody, and there's no one right way to do it. But I think you're in for a treat tonight. We have some really talented group of poets and performers. You only get a short sample of their work, and if you like them, ask them to do something else with you. And as Sarah mentioned, we have a donation thing at the door, and we also have some food in the hallway. So please consider donations, or actually, any contribution goes right to the people that are performing tonight, and enjoy the refreshments. And introducing the poets is going to be Elise Bryan, and many of you may know her, but Elise is sort of like I consider her like the cultural czar of the area. Elise has produced culture of every kind, particularly working class culture with workers, for workers, music, labor choruses, anything that you can possibly think of, she sort of helped to bring to life. So tonight she's going to be introducing our special poets. Thank you.
Good evening, sisters and brothers, siblings, family. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here with you all and to be a part of this amazing festival. And I just want to give you all a round of applause for being here, for our family members who are here, as audience members who are supporting this important work. And you know, Takoma Park, where else is this going to happen? So with that, I bring you greetings on behalf of the Labor Heritage Foundation, of which I'm the executive director, and invite all of you, and our poets, I've already told them, to come to the 2019 Great Labor Arts Exchange, June 20th through the 23rd in 2019, where you get to see us and enjoy more of this kind of work. So we're going to start off with Bomani Armah, who is a full-time artist and educator whose work focuses on the honor and beauty of hard work and education. He says, "I am not a rapper, but a poet with a hip-hop style." Please welcome Brother Bomani.
All right. Let's see. The afterlife is speculation, from heaven to hell to reincarnation. When I realized we are one organism, that led to my decision to make people my religion, to be an ancestor. Hold on, let me see if I can remember this right. To be an ancestor honored in remembrance because the seeds I planted are harvested by descendants, helping generations I won't see. That's a miracle. Nothing in this world can be more spiritual, because heaven exists in the mind of the living. It's where you'll be if you're kind and giving. To put our ancestors in that final destination, we are here to pour libation. So pour it out. We'll never forget, so never fear. For homies who ain't here, we're pouring out a beer. So pour it out. Because of you, it'll never be the same. We keep saying your name while we pour champagne. So pour it out. For the mothers and the father figures, your flame still flickers, we pouring out some liquor. Pour it out. We're the sons and the daughters of heroes and martyrs. Honor you by pouring out some water. Because heaven exists in the mind of the living. It's where you'll be when you're kind and giving. To put our ancestors in that final destination, we're here to pour libation. This is how it works. Ancestors aren't buried in the dirt. It's not metaphor. It's not simile. I'm talking spiritually to scientifically. I mean literally. They're in our DNA. They're alive in the things that we do and say. Lessons they taught and examples they gave. Last past when they are buried in their grave. So I try to understand and remember them. Learn from their lives. I know I can depend on them. From when the lights turn on to when it fades to black. Our lifespan shorter than a finger. And that's time. I'll never get back. So I use that time to keep the circle intact. Death will feel like before you were born. Energy doesn't die, it transforms. Heaven exists in the mind of the living. It's where you'll be when you're kind and giving. To put our ancestors in that final destination, we're here to pour libation. Thank you very much, y'all. Oh, man. Thank you. I apologize. I was nervous for like two different reasons. One, I was trying to do that one without a beat. I haven't done that without a beat in a while. And y'all the first adults I've performed in front of for a while, all right? I'm an educator, and I do a lot of performing in front of young people. And so I usually have them get up and break dance, but I'm not going to have y'all do that right now. Yeah, we'll work that out for the next show. So let me not banter too much because I want to make sure I stay within my time. So I'm not even going to try. I was going to try to do it all spoken word style, but I'm just going to have to do it hip-hop style. My name is Bomani. I'm not a rapper. I'm a poet with a hip-hop style. You can find me at www.notarapper.com. I have a bunch of aliases. I am the hip-hop LeVar Burton. I am the Black Colin Powell. I'm the Watermelon Man. You can find me on my website if you want to hear more information about what I do. This next piece is called Late Shift. All right, if you want to imagine this track is supposed to be Fela doing a song with Pimp C. All right, I don't know if y'all know who Pimp C is, but just imagine the name. It's funky. All right, here we go. Yo, this is for my people out here hustling, trying to make it. Ain't nobody give us nothing, so we gotta take it. Gotta keep our spirits up, the devil's trying to break it. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift, pushing on that late shift, leaning on that late shift. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift, cooking on that late shift, cleaning on that late shift. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift. Got a 9 to 5, got a 6 to 12. Trying to put that gas in the ride, trying to put that food on the shelves. Got old bills with the same news, got new green with the same blues. New balances are tight because we in the same shoes, so we need to got making the same moves. 2-car garage, felt it, smelt it, it ain't a mirage. Got to get this money and get out of Dodge, but these beasties boys want to sabotage. I work all day, work all night, man. Got more work to do than the average white band. For these BGs trying to stay alive, us OGs got more than a 9 to 5. This is for my people out hustling on that late shift. Ain't nobody give us nothing, so we gotta take it. Gotta keep our spirits up, the devil's trying to break it. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift, cooking on that late shift, cleaning on that late shift. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift, pushing on that late shift, leaning on that late shift. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift. For calloused hands and tired eyes, for future plans and valiant tries. For people out here on a mission, high on coffee and ambition, striving for higher positions. For easy answers to hard decisions, looking 10 years from now, more than 20/20 vision. Look, this is for all the people who called in from work tonight to make it to the show. Let's go. This is for my people out here hustling, trying to make it. Ain't nobody give us nothing, so we gotta take it. Gotta keep our spirits up, the devil's trying to break it. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift, cooking on that late shift, cleaning on that late shift. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift, pushing on that late shift, leaning on that late shift. This is for my people out here striving. I know it gets hard sometimes out here on your grind, out here chasing for that silver and gold. The highway up to heaven got a crook on the toll. Not everybody likes the smell of gasoline. My hands are dirty, bill collectors after me. Tired hands and calluses can't fake this. This is for all the people out here on that late shift. This is for my people out hustling, trying to make it. Ain't nobody give us nothing, so we gotta take it. Gotta keep our spirits up, the devil's trying to break it. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift, cooking on that late shift, cleaning on that late shift. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift, pushing on that late shift, leaning on that late shift. This is for my people out here hustling on that late shift. Thank you very much, y'all. All right. So I just made an executive decision in my head. The second piece I was going to do is called The Hustle. The chorus goes, the hustle, 24/7, that's how it's got to be, the hustle. Nothing in this life's for free, it's the hustle. Nobody wants it more than me, it's the hustle, because it's the hustle. But then I realized it's like the same energy as the last one, and I don't want to stay in that energy, you know what I'm saying? I want to move on to the next energy, and this is the get your energy out of the hustle song, all right? So this song is called Shake It Off, all right? It's very simple. You're going to have some really simple instructions, all right? The first one is I just need everybody to give me a snap, all right? All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to need everybody to participate, and this is a small room, so if you don't participate, I can see you. Here we go. Check it. Hey, look, you're never really satisfied, whether rich or poor. I mean, once you get some, you're gonna want some more. We bear pretty fruit that's rotten to the core. Some import drugs and export war. And at the end of the day, what is all of this for? I mean, what matters in the world, baby? I'm not really sure. I say it's Mother Nature, but we treat her so poor. Some say it's God, but we shown him the door. So tell me why we do this every day. deal with it all when we want it to go away, and try to convince ourselves that it will be okay. Truth is, I ain't happy here, but here is where I stay. So I have to find a way to have peace every day. Some people feeling bad, some people feel okay, some people curse and scream, some people kneel and pray. But when I'm with the labor unions, this is what I say. You've had a day that was really whack, shake it off. You got too much pressure on your back, take it off. You get in love with strings attached, break it off. It goes shake it off, take it off, break it off. You've had a day that was really whack, shake it off. You got too much pressure on your back, take it off. You get in love with strings attached, break it off. It goes shake it off, take it off. Because it's hard to avoid the devil when you're chilling in his lair. But we're not supposed to get more than we can bear. But whoever told you that life was really fair? So for a moment, live life without a care. So baby girl, do what you want to with your hair. Have fun, live a little, take a dare. We stress so much about what we drive and wear, looking for something that isn't really there. We walk around all day feeling we've been cheated. So hearts get cold and arguments get heated. Life can be so sour and we are forced to eat it. Time for a revolution, follow me, I'll lead it. This is for all of those who really feel defeated, who've been abused, misused, and mistreated. I know sometimes your spirit feels depleted. I wrote this one for you because I know you really need it. It goes, you've had a day that was really whack, shake it off. You got too much pressure on your back, take it off. Get in love with strings attached, break it off. It goes shake it off, take it off, break it off. You've had a day that was really whack, shake it off. You got too much pressure on your back, take it off. You get in love with strings attached, break it off. It goes shake it off, take it off. I check it. All my people on the right say shake it off. And all my people on the left say take it off. And all my people in the middle say break it off. It goes shake it off, take it off, break it off. So all my people on the right say, and all my people on the left say, and all my people in the middle say, it goes shake it off, take it off. All right, now hold on. These 4 people over here are about as loud as all of y'all together, just so y'all know, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give y'all a chance to come back really hard. Here we go. Rewind, select it. It goes, all my people on the right say shake it off. And all my people on the left say take it off. And all my people in the middle say, yeah. It goes shake it off, take it off. One more time. All my people on the right say. And all my people on the left say. And then the people in the middle say break it off. It goes shake it off, take it off. Thank y'all very much. That is my time. I am Bomani Armah. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So much better than television. I thank the ancestors. I really do. I had that moment. I was thinking, Ashe, Ashe. And I say Ashe, and the family says Ashe-o. Ashe, Ashe. It's the power between and among us. It's the power of the creative word. So thank you very much. Our next poet is Yolanda Gee. She's a dedicated poet and has been a union member for 32 years, which she must have started when she was 2 years old, and is now active in Amalgamated Transit Union Local 689. She says, I will forever in my heart and soul be my brother's keeper. Please welcome Yolanda Gee.
I tell you, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm very honored. A lot of times we go to work and, there's things that you might want to tell your coworker, but sometimes you just, try and keep the peace and you don't say anything. So what I did do was write a poem one day, and it's called Mind Your Business. Recently, your rumors have started to mount, but personally, I'd already found out about your attending to the business of an adult. Why is this information sought? Could it be that your unhappy life is falling apart, or that in the happiness of others you find fault? Things like these make you look like a fool. So let's remember the golden rule. Seek and ye shall find, but one's own business ye shall learn to mind. There are a lot of times when there's a disconnect. And with that disconnect, you got to try and find a way to try and make that connection click, you know? So this poem is called Disconnect. Born into a multiracial world of mass confusion, it's hard for some to figure what is and isn't collusions. Babies stripped away from their fleeing loved ones' arms. So heartbreaking, wake up people, band together, unite, we are one. Stepping into the footsteps of those who walked before. Real news, fake news, our struggle continues the more. Democracy, democracy, the people's marching sound. Equal rights, better wages, demand justice, can't stop now. Seeing clearly where we are and where we are destined to be. Our past, our future, stuck in between are we. Question number 1, are we our brother's keepers? Union members, unite for the brotherhood for which we stand. Question number 2, should we knee down for our fallen players? Yes, fans, knee down for your fallen fans. A wise man once said, then conquer we must when our cause is just. And forming all powers that be, it is in God with whom we place our trust. There's another one I have. I close my eyes to imagine what life is really like. It impacts my intellectual intelligence to remain visually paralyzed, spiritually speechless, mentally blind, and to have my seeds sprout and walk the life of a lower-class citizen. 'Tis not my country. No breaks, get busy, do your 9 to 5. That's it. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Yolanda. That was beautiful. All righty. So, moving right along here. Our next poet is Raymond Nat Turner. He's a New York poet and co-chair of the New York chapter of the National Writers Union. Yay! He is artistic director of the Jazz Poetry Ensemble, Upsurge, New York City, and has appeared at numerous festivals and venues. Please welcome Brother Raymond Nat Turner.
What I found. Does it work? Medicine man. Djembe chest. Orchestra. In his vest. Striking local ribs, resonating globally, body painting rhythm, opening hearts, gathering tribes, medicine man, tribe of I can, Cali African, speaking sinew, muscle, mother tongue, ancestral spirit. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Bird with supple wings spread wide, flapping against the tide. Soaring, spinning circles of song ever wider, 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 wider. Medicine man, song shaman, dispensing tinctures in tonic of mirth, pulling roots from deep in the earth, using harmonious melodic infusions, healing terminal spiritual contusions,
practicing playful pirouettes across lines of language, currency, and gods, while small-minded men with miniature hearts go bugging the world. But can't hear it. Eavesdrop, but can't hear it. Gather freighters full of intelligence to suffer 1,000 years of ignorance. Can't hear it. Medicine man. The sun never, ever, 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 ever sets on a circle singer's empire. Because truth is the weapon of mass instruction. And love wins wars for hearts and minds. And we can, yes we can. I know we can, yes we can. I know we can. I know we can, yes we can. Order world new, order world new, order world new, order world new, new world order. A thief, a thug, clown in a rug, a tweet, deceit, a lie, a cheat, embellish, embroider, a lying disorder, a myth, a fable, a bit unstable, flim flam, clap trap, bunkum, bull crap, an empty wagon, a puffed up dragon, a whopper, a fib, you peep from your crib, a sham, a fake, a major mistake, pathological lying, false flag flying, a grope, a trope, bad jokes, breaststrokes, a grope of a crotch, another man notch, where they debauch over water and scotch, a trumped up story, cock and bull glory, a foot in the mouth for strategy south, pie in the sky, a barefaced lie, a pig in disguise, fooling some eyes, playing fast and loose with Jim Jones juice, a masquerade, a Nazi parade, a fake great nation, same plantation, a bug in the hall, a fly on the wall, a great big whale, an ongoing tale, a parade in July, another big lie, a wink of an eye, enough outcry. A thief, a thug, clown in a rug, a tweet, deceit, a lie, a cheat, time for feet in the street, sustaining street heat. Oh! Who were you trying to? I can't even remember. I was going to do something else. Licking bitter flops. Some way under the rainbow lies true hues in bright red, black, and dark blues. Spo-ba-bam-ba-da, spo-do-bee-dam-da-do-bo-boom, spo-do-bee-dam-ba-da, spo-do-bee-boo-boo, spo-do-da-dee-da, spo-do-da-dee-da, spo-do-boom, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Drawing unemployment is like drawing straws. Drawing unemployment is like drawing straws. We come up short under rich folks' laws. Living on nothing while hunger works full time. Living on nothing while hunger works full time. No wonder some brothers stumble into crime and the rich cry, crime, 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 every day. And the rich cry, crime, 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 every day, while cocaine is being trafficked by the CIA. We've been slaving for the masters and what we get. We've been slaving for the masters and what we get. stack of papers to fill out asking dumb shit. State here the reason you're out of work. Answer the following, then report to the clerk. Will you accept work in your usual trade? What's your income with benefits paid? Do you own a farm or a ranch? Do you have a savings? What branch? Did you look for work all this past week? Where did you go? With whom did you speak? Are you a citizen of the U.S.? If answering no, then why not yes? Anyone in line who voluntarily quit, step out, go over there and sit. Sorry, you can't be seen until 10, provided you fill this out for when. We've been slaving for the masters and what we get. We've been slaving for the masters and what we get. Appointment with revolution when we fit. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you, Brother Raymond. Woo-wee, y'all. The soul is singing, and the ancestors are rejoicing. Our next poet is Angelique Palmer, who is a substitute teacher in Virginia and a poetry slam doyen who has been featured in more than a dozen cities across the United States. She was a finalist in the 2015 Women of the World Poetry Slam. Please welcome Angelique Palmer.
This is called 43. Life this, life it. Like the circus band, brave it. Like Kevlar 90, like the car ain't shaking 70. Like you saw the trooper first. Thin out like gossamer, thick up like that sailor's book. Be delicious like bacon. Be necessary like bacon. Kiss like rain on the desert, run like shoes made of roller skates, climb like flat scale directly to sky, but climb like life will catch you if you let go, then let go. Soar like your grandmother's front of the church house, just a bragging. Kite like the ground too stupid to know what it lost when it lost you. But life it. Like life is a series of choices, choose. If you don't like the choices, choose again. Choose the thing that will make the naked eye say, that would never make sense, then make it make sense. You, yourself, a million colors of alive, be alive. Write it in crayon, then tell me all about it. I'm either really gonna come very close to the time limit they gave me or fall very short of it. I'm not really sure yet, but what I did want to say is this performance is dedicated to my mother. My mother is alive and well, but she is the person that taught me what a union was. As one of the staff and board of the United Teachers of Dade, I sat in many a car, back room, front office, doing my homework, waiting for my mom to hammer out contracts so that teachers could get what they needed to be in a classroom, and when they leave the classroom and when they retire. She's now retired, and she is benefiting off the work of the teachers that came before her and the teachers that will come after her. And they are benefiting from the work that the United Teachers of Dade County did in Florida. And so my mom, who is recovering from a stroke that she had last month, is my hero and always will be. And so when I think about, there's a line in a poem I've written recently that That is not my mother's child. When I think about it, I think about what it takes to come back from that kind of thing, what it takes to come back from the word no. And my mother has done it all, and she's done it while we were looking. She is a million colors of alive. I wanted to do a poem about why she never wanted me to become a teacher. Like when I said I wanted to be a poet, she's like, oh, great. And now I'm a teacher. And when my daughter said, Mom, I think I want to be an actress, I'm like, go goody. And now she's a preschool teacher. we somehow can't get away from it. This poem is about a little boy who made me aware that I was definitely a teacher by teaching me some of the most important lessons in my career and in my life. There's this boy I know. I met him teaching camp last summer. Now his body, it's a betrayal. It lies under oath. See, this rare disorder makes the slightest brush, mere simple contact, turn his skin into blueberries rising up through a pail of milk. Even sitting on the wrong surface at the wrong velocity will make him dove coo a whimper. He tries to make small. He complains, though, reacts, as if being in that much pain for that long and so often wouldn't make one strive for the gold medal in the cuss-out division of the bad behavior relay, and he wins a lot. One time I just touched him on his back. He turned and stared saltwater retroactively into every paper cut I have ever had, then hammered throb into all my stub baby toes. No, what he did was yell. Loud enough to take the camp counselor sure out of me. I was embarrassed. These mindless hands. One time this boy I know and me and the rest of the camp, we went somewhere, dipped and bobbed in the cool of August swimming, blue water smiles and sobering splashes. And I am not surprised because this boy is brave that he asked to go down the tallest water slide. And I said, yes. But because he is a little boy, he turned and asked, would I go with him? And I said, yes. And once at the top, when the lifeguard indicated he was too small to slide down alone, he asked again, this time with just a look. And again, I said, we, 10 seconds later, sped to a plunge, the joy on his face like a trophy for winning life. He said, oh my God, that was so awesome. Can we do it again? And I said, yes! He grabbed my hand, winced, his fingers straightened into shock. He used the fingers of his free hand to tuck them back under. He had to make himself hold my hand. He told me, plenty of people give him what he wants, but no one is ever nice to him until I was. He said, I am the nicest lady he knows. I straightened into shock. There's this boy I know. I met him teaching camp last summer. And if I'm honest, I have entirely too much in common with him. Every time I try anything new, I land a wealth of blueberry ego bruises. I have to bend my skin into love and, yes, fight my pain for my joy. And because the deep end is the coolest part of the pool, I slide and leap and do it again and again. And he taught me something too. That when someone asks you for something small and you can give it to them, say yes and watch what happens. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Angelique. Our next poet is Brenardo Taylor. Brenardo is a member of the Communication Workers Local 1208. He's a union activist and a passionate poet. Please welcome Brother Brenardo Taylor.
Good evening. That would be CWA 2108. It's all right. I just had to make sure they get their props because they took good care of me. Okay. My name is Brenardo. I am the sing-song poet. I stand heroic even without a cape. I am here because someone from the union called me and told me they were looking for poets, and I applied. So I want to represent because I believe God put the word in me to do what needs to be done. And when I sat at the spotlight one day and realized that in the beginning was the word was with God, and nothing was made that was not made by the word, and he gave me the word to shape, to create. You got to do this. You got to represent life. My job is to report to God through my poetry what I observe while living in this body. For those with rights in limited amounts, for those in states where the votes don't count, for the people in California who've just been burnt out, I just want to take a moment to say, I feel you. You see, it's about the unity. This life is about unity. None of us were born alone. Unity, the reason. Now, raise your hand above your head. Raise your hands to take this pledge. Be considerate to what is said. Number one is for me. Number two is for the family. Number three is for the workers standing next to me. Number four is for the millions more feeling the same thing at the core. Number five reminds us all, together we stand, where divided we fall. For all these we make the call to bring them all together just like this. Unity is the reason for the fist. Not to punch, to start a fight, just a symbol to unite. Single entities gathered tight. Number one is for me. Number two is for the family. Number three is for the workers standing next to me. Number four is for the millions more feeling the same thing at the core. Number five reminds us all, together we stand, where divided we fall. For all of these we make the call to bring them all together just like this. Unity is the reason for the fist. And that includes fist bumps. Now, so you know you're a member of the union when you actually have to go out and stand on strike, when somebody tells you have to voluntarily say no to a paycheck and go out and risk the chance and fight the fear that you may not come back, have your job. And, you know, the last time around we were out for 7 weeks, and I wore my sign everywhere I went. I wore my sign into the bank, so the tellers looked at me like, whoa. I wore my sign into the drugstore, they, whoa. I wore my sign into the grocery store because, you see, my not having money means I can't spend money in these places. We affect one another, and we need to understand that. A union is not a bad thing. Now, I knew it was going to be bad because a couple years before that, we were on strike, and they were telling us all these things, and they had all this stuff playing on TV, you know, the commercials telling you how great everything is, and we're the network, and I said, no. We are the network, the ones who build the net worth, a company with foundations made of cable laid in earth. We're not those who make decisions on futuristic missions, not people pushing policies from tilted, twisted visions. They tell us they don't need us, and that is why they bleed us. They say the future's wireless, so with disdain, they then treat us. They boast upon cell towers as the symbol of their power. And fiber right beside this, they insist now is their hour. With no central office presence, empty air becomes their essence. No technicians for their outages, the business isn't efficient, and the customer's unpleasant. But we are the network, and they don't care how we hurt. They take our lives, our benefits, while loading up on perks. It is arrogance and greed that mark the way they lead. That is why MCI and GTE were not able to succeed. Moving more jobs overseas, they have made that their decree. American workers, American jobs no longer have they need. When their repeaters don't repeat and their routers overheat, then can you hear me now? We'll meet with silence in the street. See, we are the network, the ones who built the net worth, a company with foundations made of cable laid in earth. Now, as a human being, I understand that the union is a great thing, but human beings are great things. And some of those things they're pushing us with are just titles. That's a job title. I'm still a human being just like you. We need to come together. I'm reminded of a song by Larry Graham. People, 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 workers, people. Workers unite. That sounds about right. From the perspective of being reflective of a laborer's plight. From the heart of a true believer being human, making room in one's consciousness to work for more and not the less. But lessons in thought and studies of speech can reach us all, lead us all astray. As salespeople divide, we always find a way. This side, that side, who can really share? Can say the way what is truly fair. People unite, where together we might see each other's perspective being reflective of other people's sight. Each claim a noble worth. After all, when all is measured, each one of us must do work. Doctor, lawyer, butcher, baker, teacher, fireman, carpenter, waiter, truck drivers, policemen, bank tellers, politicians, social workers, executives, engineers, electricians, soldiers, reporters, nurses, cashiers, clerks. It takes all of these and more to make society work. So people unite. Each claim a noble worth. After all, when all is measured, each one of us must work. Now, for my finale, when I did a union rally, I wrote a little chant so I could say on the side of the street, and I kept coming back to my main man, Bob, because Bob's all about get up, stand up for your rights. So, union unite. I, as a human, the voice of a union, where working together we make things work better. Union means unite. Bring light to the night. So bright is our light. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. I am but one. With you I become a thing so much more, a powerful force. So unions, unite. Bring light to the night. So bright is our light. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. We seek what is fair, for profit to share, to be honored, respected, and safe and protected. Union unite. Bring light to the night. So bright is our light. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. United we stand, heart to heart, hand to hand, knowing it is us who must stand for what's just. Union, unite. Bring light to the night. So bright is our light. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Good night.
Ah, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was Brenardo Taylor from Communication Workers of the World, Local 2018. 2118, y'all guys missed again. 2108. That it? That's it. Thank you, Gene. Thank you very much. Okay, our final poet for this evening is a dynamic sister who I had the pleasure of meeting a few years ago. Her name is Sarah Browning. She's the author of 2 collections of poems, Killing Summer and Whiskey in the Garden of Eden, and numerous essays and op-eds. She's a co-founder and executive director of Split the Rock, This Rock. And if you haven't been to the Split This Rock, anybody been to the Split This Rock conference? Oh yeah. It is dope. It's just poet dope. That's all there is to it. Please welcome Sarah Browning.
Let's give it up for all our poets so far. Woo! 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 And a big thank you to Jean and who did most of the organizing, and Elise and folks doing the AV and the sound. Thank you, Sarah. All right, so as Elise mentioned, I'm the executive director of Split This Rock. Some of you are Splitistas. Woo! Split This Rock is a national organization based in D.C. Its mission is to cultivate, teach, and celebrate poetry that bears witness to injustice and provokes change, like you've been hearing tonight. So I've been really pleased to be part of organizing tonight's event and to be with you all here tonight. One thing that I only co-founded it 10 years ago. Split This Rock does is publish a poem every week to our listserv and on social media and on our website. It's creatively called Split This Rock Poem of the Week. And you can go to the website, splitthisrock.org, and sign up for it or follow us on all the social medias. And we've gathered all those poems plus ones that have won our contest and video from featured poets at the festival and some young people video and all kinds of poems but they're all contemporary poems of social justice interpreted broadly into an online database. It's called The Quarry. It's where you go to split rocks. And it is searchable by social issue. So you can click on theme and scroll down and click on labor and work and find 6 pages of poems, listings of poems. And so I chose some poems by poets that we've published to read to you tonight. And they're all on our website. And you can search on the poet's name or just go and browse labor and work poems or racial justice poems or poems about education or a whole range of issues. So I did this thing where I made the type really big. And it's still too small. It is 14 point. I'm going to have to go up to 6 anyway. So the first poem is by Maria Luisa Arroyo. She was recently the poet laureate of Springfield, Massachusetts. A lot of folks don't know, but there's a big Puerto Rican population in Western Mass. Woohoo! And I don't speak Spanish, so I apologize. There are some Spanish words here, and I will mangle them, but I'll do my best. And the title of the poem is Barreras, and Maritza just told me that means barriers. So, barriers, barreras. Mammy called us away from the roach trap line where novice factory workers, fresh from the island, and I, fresh from Germany, poked protruding yellow chunks of roach bait into black traps with long stem Q-tips we dunked in alcohol. Another safety meeting, my first. El jefe de la factoría faced us and heard nothing by the silence of women hablando y bochinchando. Thank you. Do you want to come up here and read the poem? I'm almost done with the Spanish. In tidy bowl blue uniforms, safety shoes should, factory goggles are, hairnets must. All the Spanish he knew could have fit into one of those trampas, too little to translate what Flora and Aida and Teresa needed to know. A heavy box fell and crushed a few of Flora's dedos del pie. Alcohol splashed into Aida's hoyos. And the uncovered motor yanked out one of Teresa's trenzas. I broke rank and stood. If safety is first, then why aren't your updates translated into Spanish? How all uniforms blue shrank away from me, from my nasal twang, from that language that sounds as if I were chewing papas calientes o mucho chicle. For once, though, my mother was proud of my English. El Jefe told me I could have been promoted to the shampoo line. This poem is called 29 Men. It's by Heather Davis, and it has as an epigraph a quote from Don Blankenship, the CEO. The CEO of Massey Energy, the owner of the Upper Big Branch mine. If any of you have been asked by your group president, supervisors, engineers, or anyone else to do anything other than run coal, you need to ignore them and run coal. The lights in your home channel 29 men, their soot-stained clothes, last breaths, crystalline sweat let loose on black rock. The lamps in your den cast 29 men from West Virginia to your retinas, making night like day, closing the circle. Did the bulbs in their kitchens pop and spark, the floors revolt when the methane blew, stopping the hearts of family members for what seemed like hours? When he left that morning, he said, "Love you too, buddy. Now I'm gonna cut me some coal." Along with the brilliance in your bedroom, you get 29 men. So cheaply, it's like nothing. An easy find at the second-hand store, a keeper. I heard about Don Blankenship, king of coal, Massey CEO, how he made it his crusade to crush the union so the men could start working 12-hour shifts. I heard about Don Blankenship, Pied Piper, 1,000 violations studding his golden belt, how it wasn't enough, how he wooed those boys to the precipice like hard, used toys. Your porch light out front floods the yard and sings 29 men, electric lives, exuberant, giving everything. Don't turn away. This is what we pay for. They're not down in the mine anymore. Heather Davis. And I'm going to close with a very short poem by a poet named Ross Gay, Ashe, which reminds us kind of at the interconnectedness of all of us, as so many of the poems have tonight, but also of our work and the earth and all creatures. It's called A Small Needful Fact. Is that Eric Garner worked for some time for the Parks and Rec Horticultural Department, which means perhaps that with his very large hands, perhaps in all likelihood, he put gently into the earth some plants, which most likely, some of them, in all likelihood, continue to grow, continue to do what plants do, like house and feed small and necessary creatures, like being pleasant to touch and smell, like converting sunlight into food, like making it easier for us to breathe. Thank you.
All the poets. Okay, so come on the stage, y'all, come on stage. So when I sat down next to my brother Bernardo, he said to me, "Are you a poet?" And I said, "No, I'm not a poet. I'm a theater person." And as I was listening to the poetry tonight, how did you feel about the poetry tonight? It's like my soul is lifted. And after a long week and a tiring week and a traveling week, I thought, oh, Lord, I'm going to drag myself over there to Takoma Park and do the best I can to hold my head up doing this. And then you all started reciting, and I thought, oh, no. This is the food that feeds our soul. This is where the word culture comes from. The Latin word cultus means to take care of. And you have taken care of our soul. So I thought of a poem that I wrote. Because I'm just an extrovert and a group person, so I didn't write it by myself. I wrote it with Majida Muhammad and Karen Rowe, and it was it was in 1982 to be exact, because rap was starting. We didn't call it hip hop; it was rap back then, and we said we want to write a poem to go with it. So it's called the Work Rap Song. Y'all can help me do this. Everybody, it's like 1, 2. Oh, you can snap, I guess. The snapping might be going. Let's see. And this is your part. There, we all say together. We work. On the beat. We work. 2, 3, 4. We work. 2, 3, 4. We work. 2, 3, 4. We work. Okay, here I go. Jump out of bed at 7 a.m., wash my face and get to the place. By 8 a.m., the boss is on my case, says to me, you better pick up the pace. We work. We work. Well, it's 9 a.m., I'm working on time. Double time, triple time, and overtime. Working 9 hours a day, 6 days a week, while my friends are still on the street. We work. Lunchtime comes and goes real quick. You gulp it down fast, then get on the stick. We work. We work. Home by 6, too tired to cook. Pick up the kids, drop in a book. Keep him busy, no time for the blues. Fall asleep while watching the news. We work. We work. Where the midnight afternoons are 9 to 5, all God's children gotta work to survive. We're the muscle and the brains that keep America alive. We're the backbone of the nation, and that's no lie. We work. We work. Thank you.
Contribution being over there for the poets, and thank you all for coming, and I think we did a great job.
Yes, you did. No.